Hi, I'm Chief Jonathan Yar from Lakewood Fire Department in Lakewood, New Jersey. Lakewood, New Jersey is a small urban community of about 24 square miles and about 130,000 people. We purchased these engines, two of identical engines. We're in the process of updating our fleet and making it all similar. Those are some of the notable features about our rig. On the front bumper, we went with the Line-X coating on top of the bumper to protect it. We keep 100 foot of 1 3/4 on here for a trash line. And we protect the top of the bumper with the Line-X coating as well. We went with the 70-inch Enforcer flat roof cab, keep the low overall height, to keep the truck down. The overall height of the vehicle is 9 foot 1 inches. Inside the cab, some notable things we've done is Firecom wireless headsets, but we try and keep everything simple in the cab, no tool storage, just to keep everything clean inside the cab. On the back of the cab, we added large compartments to store our water cans and irons on the other side. When we come to the pump panel, some of the notable things we did on this, we did a 45-inch pump panel to keep the wheelbase down. We don't use cross lays, we use every line off the rear. So we went with a raised pump house, and on this rig, we use the FRC Insight Ultimate flow meter gauges. They give us another diagnostic tool so we can read the flow of each line. We also went with the rotary controls due to the longevity issues with the push pulls and some issues we've had in the past. Plus it gives us some adjustments when we're gating lines down. We use the FRC Pump Boss pressure governor, and that seems to work out real well for us. On this rig, we went with a 145-inch body, again, to make the wheelbase short. This rig has a 177.5-inch wheelbase, so it's about 11 inches shorter than our previous rigs. We have a lot of tight streets in town, so it gives us enough compartment space, but we also have a real nice short wheelbase. We try and keep things simple in the compartments, so we just use brushed aluminum and sanded aluminum compartments. It's easy to maintain, easy to clean, and it's easy to take care of. We went with triple bottle storage compartment in the front. So we have 3 bottles here. We use a triple bottle door in the back with a single storage, and our fuel and DEF fills are all together in that compartment. Above that is our hand tool storage compartment. And to make best use of the space, we had a swing out tool board that allows us to mount our larger, less used tools in the back, some on the back of the board, and then the stuff we use more often gets mounted on the front for easy access. Back compartment, we put a smaller tray towards the back of the compartment. It's where we store our saws and all our fuel carrying appliances, and then we store a water extinguisher and a CO2 extinguisher in front of that, and then shelving for everything else. We put power in each compartment. So on this truck, we don't have a generator, but there's shoreline outlets in each compartment, and we use an inverter charger that allows us to have power even when the truck is disconnected from shoreline without a generator. On the rear of this apparatus, one of the most notable things is the low hose bed height and a short bumper. So what this allows us to do is all our hand lines come off the rear of the truck, as well as our supply line. So this allows us to reach up and grab our hand lines without actually climbing up on the rig. So the guys are faster and less chance of getting injured. We went with as long a hose bed as we could. On this rig, it's 92 inches. And we have our 2 rear outlets that we use mostly for all our structural fires. The guys will pull off what they need for hose and connect it to the rear outlets. On the back, we have a fairly large compartment here where we would keep some small extrication equipment and a small generator. So also on the back of this rig, we added the high-vis scene lights to the rear. So we have scene lights on the rear of the vehicle. This body we ordered was what they call the special low. So the catwalk is 5 inches lower than a standard body. And what that does is allows us to store our high-rise packs on this ledge here, and as well as it lowers the ladders 5 inches. So the shorter members of our department have an easier time getting the ladders off. Same here, just more compartmentation. This is where we normally keep our fans. We use the blow-hard fans. They fit right in the compartment, as well as forcible entry tools. And the front compartment is just another storage compartment for some various items that we keep there. On this side of the truck, we went with single bottle storage compartments due to the fact that we went with the special low. That's the amount of bottle storage we could have. We also add pike pole storage to the back of the cab. So on each side of the cab, there's a 6-foot New York roof hook. And then we store our 5-inch supply line for the hydrant in the bins. We keep the booster reel up over the top, so we have access to a booster reel for small trash can fires and brush fires. On the cab, we added lighted handrails. At night, they make for a nice place to, when you're getting in the truck, and they look really nice. So we went with the Roto Beam light bar. We really like the way it looks and operates. There's no moving parts. It's all LED. And we also added the high-vis front brow light. It's bright and unassuming and doesn't really take up much room underneath the light bar. We use the Whelen C6 lights throughout the truck. We've had good luck with them. We really like how they look and how they operate in traffic. Well, thanks for letting us show you our truck. I would like to thank Fire and Safety Services and Sales Rep John O'Keefe. I want to thank the Lakewood Board of Fire Commissioners for allowing us to come out here and inspect our trucks, and for all their support in the fire department.